Hey, welcome. You know that feeling, wanting to explore a new city and really feel confident doing it? Well, today we're going to learn the exact English you need to get around just like a local. Let's dive right in.
Oh man, we've all been there, right? You step out onto this busy street. You're in a totally new place, map in your hand, and you've got this mix of excitement, but also you're a little bit confused. Well, don't worry. Today we're going to flip that script and turn all that confusion into pure confidence.
So, I want you to think of this as your personal guide. We're going to give you all the words and phrases you need to turn that confusing paper map into a real-life adventure. And guess what? You're the hero of this story.
Okay, so every good adventure has to start with a plan, right? First things first, let's cover those essential places you're going to need for your day-to-day errands.
All right, let's kick things off with the really important services. You know, the places that keep a city and your life running smoothly, especially when you're traveling.
First stop, the bank. This is your go-to spot for exchanging currency right when you arrive, or maybe just grabbing some cash from an ATM. Basically, anything to do with money for your trip. Yeah, a super important first stop. Next up, we have the post office. This is the perfect spot for sending a postcard back home to your family, you know? Or maybe you picked up a cool souvenir you want to mail. It's just a really nice way to share your adventure.
And of course, for any health stuff, you'll need to find a pharmacy. This is where you can grab medicine if you get a headache, maybe some vitamins, or pick up a prescription. You know, all the essentials.
Okay, so we've got our services sorted. Now it's time to get some food. Let's talk about where you can find some grub and other daily supplies.
The supermarket. This is pretty much your one-stop shop for all your groceries. You can find everything in here, from fresh fruit and snacks for your day trips to maybe some toothpaste you forgot to pack. Happens to the best of us.
Ooh, and for a special treat, you have got to find a bakery. I mean, that smell of fresh bread and pastries, it's just the best. It's the perfect place to grab a quick breakfast or a little afternoon pick-me-up.
All right, so now we know what these places are called. The next big question is, where are they? Let's start building a mental map of our city so we can describe their locations. Let's start with a really easy one, next to. So just imagine the bank is right next to the supermarket. They're side by side, maybe even sharing a wall. Super simple, right? If you find one, you found the other. Okay, how about opposite? If someone says the cafe is opposite the park, that just means you have to cross the street to get to it. They're on different sides of the road, facing each other. Now let's compare two more, behind and in front of. Behind is pretty straightforward. It just means it's at the back of something. Like, think of a beautiful garden hidden behind the library. And then in front of is, you guessed it, at the front of something. Like a bus stop is almost always right in front of the hospital entrance. And last but not least, we've got between. This word is so useful. For example, if the pharmacy is between the bakery and the post office, it just means it's sandwiched right in the middle of those two places.
You know, even with the best map in the world, sometimes the quickest and easiest way to find what you're looking for is just to ask someone. Seriously, knowing the right way to ask is like having a secret key to the whole city.
So, let's say you're not looking for one specific place, just a type of place. You can just ask, "Excuse me, is there a pharmacy near here?" It's a really polite way to ask if one is just generally in the area. But what if you're in a hurry and you need the absolute closest one? That's when you use the word nearest. Asking, where is the nearest train station will get you directions to the one that's fastest to get to. It seems like a small change, but it's a really important one.
And finally, what if you know exactly where you want to go, but you just have no idea how to get there? Simple. You just ask, "Excuse me, how do I get to the museum?" This is your go-to phrase for getting those step-by-step directions.
Okay, we've covered the places, we've talked about their locations, and we know the right questions to ask. So now it's your turn to take the wheel. Let's do a quick little challenge to see what you've learned.
All right, first question. Imagine this. You just wrote a postcard to your family about your awesome trip. You need to mail it. Where are you going to go? Take a second to think about it.
The post office. If you said the post office, you got it. Nice one. Okay, ready for another one? Picture this. There's a cinema. On one side of it, there's a bank. On the other side, there's a cafe. So is the cinema opposite the bank and the cafe, or is it between them? Yes, it's between, of course. The cinema is between the bank and the cafe. See? You're totally getting the hang of this. And just like that, you've got the words, you know how to talk about locations, and you've got the key phrases to ask for help.
you basically have everything you need to explore any city with total confidence. So really, there's only one question left. Now that you have the map, where are you going to go explore first?